Right, cameras rolling, we are. Deadly. So welcome back. We're here in the Break and Grips podcast. We're going on tour today, so managed to move 5 minutes around the corner to SBG Dublin 24 with the main man, the Hooligan. We just finished a good night of jiu-jitsu training. So coming off a big weekend as well. We were down in, we were up in Belfast Saturday night. We had Cage Warriors Academy.
Yeah, the Cage Warriors Academy.
Yeah, you had what, 4 lads on that?
I had 4 lads on it, yeah. Nathan Henry, Joe Jordan. I've got just so many lads that
I know what you mean.
The minute they come in and they're like, I'm not free, you know what I mean? So if a guy gives me, say, a year's training and puts his head down and stuff like that, he said, I'll get the match. Because guys, I think they really need to fight, to feel,
understand.
Until they want to really fight, you know. Sometimes guys come out and even if they win or lose, they're like, that's definitely, that's for me, that they just know, you know, or they're like, hold on, there's a lot to that.
Yeah, you do need to go in the deep end and figure out. Sometimes guys they go all that way and they put in that work and they're going around telling people they're a fighter and they're training, but until you've actually been clattered in a cave under the lights in front of your friends, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
Not like a punch in the mouth.
That'll tell you whether you have it or not.
Sort it out, you know. Definitely. I still remember the first 3 straight nights in a row I took the tour when I was like, shit now. You know what I mean? But it's like you can just get stunned and when you grab things, I think at that thing you're squeezing them and you're holding on, you don't want to let go because it's like everything's sliding away. It's kind of
nervousness,
When I shoot back to being a beginner, like if you're beginning jiu-jitsu, that kind of holding on to things and people are rolling and you just don't want to let go. And like that happens, I think, to guys. Even if they're really good, first day, hold on.
It's just different, isn't it, under the lights? I remember, I think it was 2011, my first kickboxing fight down in Bray, and in the first minute of the first round, I got an almighty kick in the rib. Was it the rib and the nose? Yeah, a straight right down the hatch in the nose. And my nose was cracked and my rib was cracked. Like this was the first exchange. And you're there going, right, we're still 2.5 minutes, 2.5 rounds to go. So it's a bit of a shock.
Take him down.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I was grabbing on that and I could hold on to it for a couple of rounds.
That is it.
But Saturday night you had a few boys on the losing end, but again, guys that we have seen winning fights recently, so it's all a learning curve at amateur level, really, isn't it?
As I said, I won't say I'd be expecting some lads to lose, but I'm saying as it goes up, the bubble builds up, and sometimes you've got to say, right, you've got to have that little bit of a test now. And it's good to be able to I won't say build lads, but it's good to be able to see that the kind of advancement of lads. I had one lad on the other week, Mikey Bourne, he was the first fight out. He's a southpaw kid. He's like a cobra with his hands. But not only that, he's a southpaw grappler, if you must. So he's that awkward stance, and like when he crashes in, he's crashing into to take you down.
He got quite a few takedowns as well, didn't he?
And he fought a good kid from Andy's as well, really tough. I think really tough kid. You know what I mean? Toughness in I think he's kind of that type of born tough kid as well, and had really good stand up and good grappling and balance like a cat as well. He had at times.
Yeah, it's great fight.
Great fight, brilliant fight. And then Joe Jordan was a guy we had on as well, and he came out. And the thing about Joe is, and he's saying it himself as well, like the idea of he's still stuck in that frozen mode. And even though he lost the fight, he turned around and he's like, see that thing that was blocking me, that's gone. Yeah. And I was like, to me, that's what it's about. And there was a little moment where he was in a guillotine and he survived it. He actually goes. I said, hand over the shoulder, so to defend that, and he went to the other side. I was like, oh, the hand. He's like, and he thumbed up on that side. So he kind of defended it, popped his head out, and you could see the idea of that was it. Because I don't know how some people feel, but I think looking at a lot of amateur MMA guys, like a Sage Norco, even amateur MMA guys, kind of hold someone, and in that moment you're not breathing for 4 seconds, and it feels like a lifetime, and it's. Rather than kind of he chilled and he relaxed
and listened,
and that's what he said. I got more out of that fight. His other fights, as I said, he's still kind of figuring out that mentality. He's fought good guys. None of the lads have fought guys that are handy, you know. He fought good guys, and then Nathan was up against
Paddy Wilkinson. I was so impressed because I haven't seen Paddy, because Paddy's in the same gym as me, but I would never actually train with him because the MMA is on a lot earlier than the jiu-jitsu. That's the first time I've actually seen him in action. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, he's good. He was.
Because I know how good Nate is because I saw him in his last fight.
He kind of reminded me of Kevin Gastelum kind of style. I felt that fight was going well. It was in the idea of I knew that Paddy had really, really good hands, and he works really well where he hits his opponent with 2 kind of, I won't say light ones, but kind of like bops, and he waits for the return and he pulls the right and he bangs his own right.
Like the one fired in Woodley on the other night.
So we were kind of working on the idea of wait for the bop, fake for the pull. When the pull comes back and the shot comes, slip on my hand. And Nate lands actually one time, and I think even Paddy gave him a thumbs up for it. And even at that time, Nate was back into it. I think Nate he was landing some shots, very close armbar as well. Just needed to invert that a little bit more. When he had the hold of the neck, he should have brought him down. I mean, just little kind of things. But like fairness to Paddy, he stayed in there. He was really, really good in that. Like left hook, right hand.
Landing like
and he was
just
doing
over and over.
He was doing both, and a little mistake as well. Nate was making was going back in straight lines. So instead of making that little cut off the side and using his pillars to kind of get out of there. And it was a good fight. And my cousin Dan, I think my cousin Dan just made the mistakes. I think he was just too excited. Good striking guy, 3-0 K1. Dan's second fight went out. When he rings my phone, I say, keep it in now.
You're saying that to me.
I just say to him, no, because it's just he's so tall, and I understand it because I'm that one as well, kind of running around. Because what happens is I think when tall guys go down low, when they come up, it's nearly like boing, or chin comes up itself. So it's very hard to be able to move backwards and get lower rather than getting higher as you're getting there, you know. And he got caught, he got clipped.
Yeah, just part of the competition process, isn't it? I mean, you have to go through them tests and see how you respond from them.
So
handling the feet.
The guy sent me a picture the other night, and they were all in a hotel room up in Belfast, and I was like, I was like, we just said about it, saying you're already in the best days of your life.
That's it.
Enjoy them moments, because they're the moments. No matter what happens after that, the glory, whatever.
They're quicker than you think.
Yeah, and you think back there like, well, no, we're enjoying the North now. And like, I still say she would be like, shut up, you know. I said the same thing. Fought there, did that there, just lived there. And I still love it. We live in that little memory lane, and it's a good thing to do sometimes. Cause
absolutely.
Cause you don't know that at them times. Probably the best times of your life, and the good old days, but they're right here right now.
Oh, big time, yeah. The lads are going through it as it is. Like. And you've obviously fallen in love with the coaching. I mean, I've seen you there. We've been in this gym quite a few times, and I've just seen how passionate, enthusiastic you are about it. Brilliant to see. How are you finding adapting from the fight career? Because it was like it was taken away from you. Like it wasn't. It didn't run its course. It was taken. No,
definitely. And the worst part is I was scheduled for a fight. I was fighting 2 weeks later and stuff like that. It's a long story, but it's the one thing I take from it is like we made a huge splash from when I went out there, as I said, living in that moment. I lived in every one of them moments, and I felt like that was my last. And in my head, sometimes, in my opinion, I was going for it because I just didn't know when maybe something could come down the hill. And with that thing, not that it was ever something that I covered up, but it was something that I knew that could probably affect me.
It was in the back of your head. Like.
It was always coming up. It was always like everything was always in the back of your head, and that's definitely one of them things. But to me, I still feel like I should be allowed to fight. As a lot of guys, there's a lot of guys out there that have some things that are worse than me, and they manage them, and they still are allowed to fight. You know, it's crazy. But as you said, touched on the coaching thing. I say it to the guys now, and I obviously lead by example. I've been coaching probably for about 11 years. We moved to Canada for 6 months and finished off a leisure industry coaching studies management course. And I was in I worked at a high school in there teaching kids. I was training I was training jiu-jitsu as well. I was already a blue belt, so I was over there and I was kind of living and training and learning how to like teach kids that had blindness and kids with disability and all of my certs was all planned. I planned what I was doing because I knew that like this game can go anytime, and I got so much from coaching. I get a huge kind of energy from not just I'm not into the world championship gyms kind of thing, you know what I mean? I don't really care about that, to be honest. It comes, and then guys need a market too, because I want to be champion of the world itself. I know the way, I'll show you the way, but the thing for me is the guy that comes in here that's going through some shit in his life, and I say it to them, I listen, this is it, this will change everything about you, no matter who you are, and it's them guys for me that are like they're gold, you know. They come in and they find jiu-jitsu, and they probably in their 20s, they could be even older, and they find it, and that's it, it's for life, you know. Coaching to me, I'm still trying to get a pleasure out of it, get a buzz out of it, and them are the guys that I'm always getting the buzz off, you know. Like, I see guys here that start, like a lot of these guys would have never done jiu-jitsu, never done anything. A lot of the guys that are fighting for me have never done anything, and then kind of clicked into this little journey that a big group of people are on, and like I remember being on a journey before where a big group of people were on, and it looked a lot less nice than this, and it was a lot more crazy than this, you know.
Yeah,
so
gyms were not like this back in the day.
This is kind of like Longmire with a paint job. That's what I say. You know? Longmire was like this. It was in compartments, and I feel I had like that kind of like doesn't smell brand new. You know what I mean? But it has that little kind of like zest to it, if you must. And there's a top floor and a bottom floor, and it was the opposite way around in Longmire, where when we came up, the upstairs was like where all the bleeding and the guts and the stuff done. And Conor was teaching boxing classes up there, and there used to be like 9-minute rounds going down, and the jiu-jitsu was downstairs.
I remember competing in there a couple of times, like when you've got like hundreds of people rammed in. It was great fun. Bouncing off the walls, like it was
that was brilliant. Someday we're probably going to rent that building someday down the road and just put a little mat in it, a yellow mat, and just, you know what I mean? Sky all the old school boys back for Tuesday night jiu-jitsu.
For a spar, yeah, happy days. How long is this open now? This is well over a year. Just over a year now. Past the year mark.
So just kind of there are lots of things going on, you know what I mean, with this. This was the original idea. This was the idea we'd start when I was well back in the day. And as I said, the reason why we started wasn't go to the UFC, it wasn't to do that, is I was already training as a coach and training as like coach football and stuff like that. When I found this, it was just that's what I needed to do. I used to get a buzz off kind of like at the start competing in jiu-jitsu, but then I started like the harder drugs again. And then I can now really like I love getting better at jiu-jitsu, and I love seeing new stuff and fixing and people whooping me and you know and things in the gym. I love that. I seek them hard rounds. But I don't get the buzz off jiu-jitsu as much as I do MMA. I think I went too hard, you know? So it's not enough anymore. So I need a higher quality of buzz, if you must. So
going out for it's like the alcoholic going out for 2 points and going home.
That's what I'm saying. It's like all the whiskies. And the other whiskies you can't go back, you know. Like, and I'm probably going to compete jiu-jitsu probably again down the road as well. But I was trying to get that little bug back of like, and then it just doesn't come, you know. I don't get the same buzz off the jiu-jitsu competing.
Because I remember you done that grappling super fight at one of the Cage Legacy shows. That was Stride, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I was ringside. I was cage. I was checking you on the way in, and I remember you came out and you were just hopping. I was looking at you, and I was nearly laughing in your face. I was trying to just talk to you and say, you know, just getting nothing back off you. Your eyes were spinning in your head.
It's like there's blood in the water.
You
know what I mean? It's the minute the blood hits the water, and that old saying with the hooligan, he is a real person.
Yeah.
That's not me.
You just let him out when time comes. He
comes in and consumes me, and I know it's a weird thing, but that night he was there as well, and it was a while since I'd felt him, and since he came in, and he was welcome that night.
And the place was hopping, wasn't it?
Buzzing, because and as I said, I don't know what it is, but that energy comes with that. It comes to the blood goes in the water, and it's just like we're getting ready to go, and my body's, as I said, I don't click like that for jiu-jitsu. It just doesn't happen for me, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean,
If they say if there's a good song on, I'm in the middle of a round, and I can feel the jiu-jitsu in my body really, and it kind of takes me and it moves me around, if you want. It's like water sitting on something.
Deadly.
And that's how I feel. Like it's not the kind of like left hand, right hand. It has to be.
You're not overthinking it.
No, never. I'm never thinking. I don't remember the last time I was like, right, then when he goes there, I'm just kind of catching this stuff and feeling it. I sound like a hippie, like fuck.
I know what you mean though, yeah.
Paddy's a mad hippie, but that's the only way I can explain it is, you know, like that.
Yeah, well you see the guys going out to compete and they're like that, they've got a plan in their head, and then the guy takes them down, and just the nerves and the tension, everything just fries up, and they start freaking out,
you know. My plan for that match was because I was against somebody, like I gave up a lot of weight there, you know, I gave up probably 15 kilo, you know, probably more, and beautiful, we love it like that.
Yeah, it was rocking.
We're going in there against somebody that, like I know people from the outside and they're looking and he's bigger and it's like, oh, he's just going to crush him, he's just going to rip his head off, and I love that.
Yeah.
I've always been like that. When I was on my road as a kid, come on, this is it, put them up, and I just rock until there's no rocking left. And in that night it was the same idea. I needed that, and I needed to be able to be, I knew what I had to do. As you saying, game plan, the only game plan was there was don't let him grab your head. Because if he grabs your head, he's probably going to squeeze, or he's probably going to try and break your neck, or he's probably going to, you know, and that was it, keeping the head down. There was one time where it did happen. It was kind of like a darce, but it was like more like kind of like breaking your neck, kind of pressure. And it was, and then I released my leg, and I released, and and that was it. So it was pretty
deadly.
good, and I got the victory, which is the most important thing, you know.
Went all the way to the edge as well, didn't went to the wire.
To the edge.
You were saying there you may compete again in jiu-jitsu. Have you thought about what kind of, would you probably prefer then to do something like that, like a grappling super fight, I'd imagine?
That's what I said, I don't even really know, because I know that's someone, I don't say will get the horn from me. Someone would, like, because I would.
You'd be a name and a scalp probably.
I would back in the day, you know, it's everything, like even at that time, like not that you put everything on the line, but kind of did in that fight, you know, you're going out and it's your last thing, and maybe, you know, like I'm getting older and the youth is getting younger, and I think I've heard Neil Searcy saying like, people are stupid if they think they're going to come out of retirement and start competing with all these new guys and stuff, you know. And like, I don't have anything to prove really. And as I said, I don't get that. I don't get what he would get from me, you know what I mean? I don't get that weekend right out of bed in the morning like I used to for MMA, and I'm up and I'm running and I'm eating and I'm sleeping and I'm sharp and I'm ready, and like where I just would roll to the club and try to get on.
You just want to do it because it's fun and not.
I think this is where I'm actually at with it all now, and this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. I'm doing more jiu-jitsu now than I've ever been, you know what I mean? I'm training probably 12 or 13 years, I'm still a brown belt, you know what I mean? I'm still like, I don't know when my black belt comes, I don't know when it goes around the corner, I'll go above this, I feel like kind of at the moment I've kind of earned it, you know what I mean? I put a lot of time into jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's always been my first love. As I said, I'm not mad about to go and compete, but the right thing comes up.
Yeah. You're open to it.
I don't need it now, you know what I mean? At the moment, the right thing comes up. I love that.
Yeah. There's definitely a big rise in those kind of big super fight shows and stuff. So you never know, you know.
It's great to see that.
The white name might excite you, you know.
But as I said, like maybe an MMA lad or something, like a lad that and being in the UFC at 4, retired or whatever, you know what I mean? Or like someone that's like maybe still in the UFC or flyweight wants to try strangling an old dog, you know what I mean? Something like that. Like,
something to get your teeth into.
And the money has to be right as well. Let's be honest, there's no money in jiu-jitsu, but let's be straight. If you're selling tickets,
you want your cut.
I mean, hopefully you said yourself, that
off your name,
was off the hook.
It was, yeah.
And we announced that there was a grappling fight and it's going to be a big kind of thing. I think he's probably selling a lot of tickets.
Yeah,
you know? Some promoters out
there. Looking for their share, exactly,
Obviously, but as I said, I think back in the day, promoters got paid. Now the idea is the shows are based on the ideas of having MMA shows that guys can be good and matched on well and ran well, and give the guys a good taste of what it's like. And that's the most important thing. And even if that is guys going out and grappling in a cage on an MMA show, being under 18 but wanting to do MMA, that's a huge extra leg that's after being added in, I think, now. And it's great because, as you said, you're not getting punched in the face right from the start, and it's kind of like, right, this is what it's like, and I'm against a fence, and right, I'm on my back, and you're not getting hit, you know?
Yeah, big time. I was watching the UFC that you headlined, the one in Dublin. I was watching a series fight back. It was the first time I watched that, and it's because I was trying to catch up on the things that Darren Till and Nicholas Dalby fight was on, and I wanted to watch back a couple of Till's fights because I was trying to decide in my head who was going to win the fight that night. And I watched your fight again because I just ended up watching the whole card. And it was the first time I watched it back because I was actually at the gig at the show that night, you know. What was that whole thing like? Because you weren't even like co-main event initially.
No, it was main event.
And it was very last minute, wasn't it?
Mental. I found out in my bed. You know, I found out in my bed off Twitter. You know what I mean? That was, as I said, it all rolled in very, very fast. But there was a few things. I won't make excuses, but there was a few energy things I had coming up in that fight, and that's what got me as well. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get clipped on any hard shots really. I ended up on bottom because I shot in because I was a little bit tired. Like I've never even really looked back at that fight. I don't really look back at fights and stuff like that. I kind of try to live and where I'm going, but like that fight could have went either way. It fucking eats me sometimes, you know what I mean? Like there's a time I had Lewis's back and I had his chin is on top.
Body triangle I think as well, was
and
it?
I just trying to get my hand out, and what I did was I pulled my hand too hard and he spinned at the same time, and I ended up in the guard, and I'm like, I never ever missed that. I never missed that. There's a time I had a Kimura on and he stands up, and that was probably the first time I realised that someone can just stand up when you have a Kimura on. And I was like, oh shit, and my back flapping again. But as I said, it was one of them things. Fight down.
It was serious fast pace you came out in that first round.
And as I said, energy wise, not that the weight cut went bad, or all of the weight cuts went bad if you must, you know what I mean? Like all of the weight cuts.
Because you had only started going to flyweight when you went in the UFC, am I right?
That was the contract I got.
Yeah, I remember you were a bantamweight initially.
Bantamweight, and I was unbeaten at bantamweight.
Yeah.
I've never been beaten. I had energy for 100 days at bantamweight.
Yeah.
I'm naturally like that cardio kind of guy, just keeps going with that kind of like start doing triathlon kind of stuff now as well, training now, and my body's linking back in, like my body's taking a great reaction to that. We done one on Saturday, we done the swimming part of it, it's the Dublin City Triathlon, one of the guys did the cycling part of it, and one of the guys from the run, and we came 5th, you know, so that's a big kind of thing, jump up, and my body's reacting really well to the triathlon training. So I said, I have energy, at bantamweight, had it for days, but at flyweight, I knew it was like being sick and then fighting the next day.
Yeah, I knew
it was always
you could just feel it.
But it was and Lewis was a wiry, awkward little guy.
He was tallish as well. Is he around your height as well? Or
same height. And that's
two tallest flyweights in the UFC.
Why the fuck would he give me all the tall guys? Every tall guy in the division we got. Give me the small guys that I can hit and stay away from. You know, nobody gave me one of them. They gave me one of them one time, and I binged them, boom, and that was it because I had the distance and I could see it. But then every tall guy, Shane Howell is like tall, 5'10". I could just like get the tall guys, throw them in as the tall guys, and it was just a weirdy one, you know what I mean? But I would have liked it. I would have liked to have it a little more. Again, I'm fighting the guy, the next guy that I had to retire on. He was a tall guy. What was his name? Oh, he had dreadlocks. I can't remember his name.
Is he still in the UFC?
No, I think he got. I don't know whether he fought after I got released. I was first fighting in Rotterdam anyway.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks out from that, and then that fight got pulled.
Game over.
How it goes, but that's, you know what I mean? That's
the atmosphere and the whole thing of that UFC Dublin, did that have anything to do with the attire as well, or was it mostly just the weight cut?
No, definitely not. Like, and that's, and the worst thing is, like, I think even Conor was trying to swing something for me, you know what I mean? Please, let me have one more. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want nobody, but definitely not want to go out that. I think I had 16 professional fights altogether, 16 or 17 with you with 4 years and stuff, and wins in the day, and you know, and I lost 2, you know.
It's not bad.
I went 10 and 0. I went 10 and 0, you know what I mean? And I fought good guys. I fought Damien Rooney, I fought Adam Stankoff, I fought that other guy from, what was his name? Andre's Love Brand.
Right.
You know, like bogey little guys, you know what I mean? I fought guys that were
back in
big, twist your head and squeeze. I fought Steve McComb. Steve McComb, he was going into his 30th professional MMA fight, and he was going to be 4th.
He's not still going now, is he? No, he stopped there for years.
The Arcaz, you fucking legend.
I seen him breaking his arm in Cage Warriors. He still can't. I think he came back from that, broke his arm, blocking a kick.
Yeah, and that's my message to him, asking him how to get over that, because I did the same thing. I blocked a kick and broke my arm years and years ago. But as I said, tough little guys on the day, you know what I mean? Little scrappers, you know what I mean? And so, like, everyone has to go, and nobody goes out when they have to, and that's it. I would have liked him to have that fight in Rotterdam, and then like maybe they could have given me a big huge fat check to say, oh, fair play to you, you're always on the ball, and they let you go, you know what I mean? But it's a business, it doesn't work like that.
Unfortunately,
that's what kids should do, what I'm telling them to do. Every time I'm in here, get your school, do what you need to do, figure out a money income after this that's fun. Do you know what I mean? A kid today was saying to me, look, well, you're going to be a fighter. And I was like, let me tell you one thing, you're probably going to starve if that's the only thing you're going to do. How are you going to pay for your clothes? How are you going to pay for your training? How are you going to pay for your travel? How are you going to... And he's like, so it's a big package. It's not just quit school and become a fighter, you know? Like I actually had James Gallagher on my own podcast on Tuesday, the No Shame podcast, and he was saying, I was saying the same thing. He's a great example of it, where he's a guy that did leave school and went for the dream and it worked. But he just happened to have a lot of the...
He's the outlier though, do you know what I mean?
100%. He's the guy that, like, that is the 1 in a million guys that didn't make it, you know what I mean? The guys that blew out their ACL or blew out their elbow or something like that, and they never went on. And no one hears them boys.
They're in the minority, and Neil Seary kind of, he did a good kind of, he alluded to it when he retired. I can't remember, was it an interview he was doing when he was retiring, and he was talking about that, imploring young fighters to do the same. He was like, you're not going to be the next Conor McGregor. The chances of that happening are like, you know, minuscule. And
that was a great interview.
Really hit home probably for a few young guys who were training, because you had an influx of guys coming into the sport when you guys broke through. It kind of inspired a lot of young guys to take it up. But a lot of them might have been a bit under the wrong impression that they were all going to make what you or do what you did.
That's it. And there's a few people that made money out of it in the Irish scene, and even guys that made it. Some people didn't make a lot of money out of it. You know what I mean? Like, but then there was still like I made a few quid. I was happy. You know what I mean? I got to do the main event, and I got a bonus in Canada. And, you know what I mean? I done all right, but I put it back into the community in a way. You know what I mean? I put it back into making something that building a ship that's going to bring me forward. And look, I've got a baby on the way now. I have a 10-year-old. And life goes 40 now. Life goes gets that a little bit faster, and you don't end up at 40 with 200 or 300 grand in your account, because that won't last.
Yeah.
That doesn't even like these. That doesn't even buy a gaff these days. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if you don't have a plan, you don't have something to do with that. All the kind of, I won't say the Gucci's and all kind of ways off. You know what I mean? After a little while, or the idea of like even guys that I have now are like starting off early, and I'm starting to see like new pair of runners out there. You know what I mean? Like nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But as I said, the idea of having loads of money in your account, having your future secure, having money that you can spend as much as you want with it, because you don't have to worry about it too much. That would be retirement money that you're looking for.
Yeah, and even the guys at the very top level in the UFC right now, a lot of them they're not secured, you know what I mean? It's just the way of the sport. It's only the few personalities that are going to break through to that next level that Conor did. And it's just going to, there's a lot of young guys that are missing it the way. But
there's a big illusion there, you know? There's a big illusion that like
the Floyd money, the Conor money.
And not even that, but even an illusion that if you're fighting high level MMA and you're unbeaten and stuff like that, that there's loads of money up there for it. You know what I mean? There's not. You need to be getting the right management. You need to be getting the right advice. You need to be looking after yourself. That's one of the most important things. You know what I mean? And you need to be making sure that the right people are around you, because you can get to a stage where like if you get hurt, you're self-employed, whether you like it or not, and if you get hurt again and you can never fight again and you have been self-employed, in this stupid country you can't even go back on the toe.
This is it, yeah.
It's not like one of them things, so it's like, I went down and tried to make it, I was like, you didn't make it, so tough.
You're on your own now,
so you're on your own for a little while, you know what I mean? I don't know which way it works after that, but I just know that when I was finished, if I didn't think I used my noodle, I could have slid down a big hill or landed in a well and being broken. Or working in Central or something like that. That's nothing wrong with that either.
That wasn't part of your goal, obviously.
I won't say that I've gone past that, but I feel like I put me work in, and if I did the right things and did the right things after retired, and still do the right things, that there's a lot more out there for me. You know what I mean? I think I'm only getting started with the podcast. My own podcast is starting to go really well.
Yeah, how many episodes are you in now?
I think we're nearly 50 now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we need 50 episodes of it, and it's doing what I want to do as well. It's kind of like a lifestyle podcast.
Yeah. Some really interesting guests in it.
That's what people are like it's going to be MMA, it's going to be like, it's good to do a little breakdowns on MMA. Well, that's being done, people are doing that, you know what I mean? I'm not doing what someone else is. I didn't see a gap in the market, as they say, you know what I mean? I just see like, me and you sitting here, like if we had got the camera, we'd probably see ourselves have the same conversation. And I didn't know that people would actually be interested in that, you know?
Yeah, like the reason I started this podcast, initially I'd done a lot of audio ones, that was like 2 years ago. And I remember just because I listened to a lot, about like walking my dogs or driving or whatever, and I would listen to a lot of like jiu-jitsu ones, and then there was no Irish based one, and there was a lot of characters in the Irish jiu-jitsu scene, guys that have been around a long time, like you, around training. I'm only training 7 years, and then I was always wondering, how did that guy get into it, and what's he done now before I met him, and what does he do for a living, and he's got some good stories to tell. So I remember doing a few of them and just had great fun, and then just recently we started doing these back, because it's cool just to get around and chat to people and hang out,
I think that the jiu-jitsu community thing is coming back, and it should be more, it should be really highly encouraged, because I know you're not releasing this today, but it's mental health day today, isn't it? So it's mental health day today, and we have never met a tool or anything that handles what depression is and all of these things with jiu-jitsu. We haven't found it, and like, it's not bullshit. All you gotta do is just move around, and I think the right things start happening in your body, and you get on the floor and you're all around. I get someone to do a front tumble and I'm like, try not to smile. It's impossible, it's so hard, you know what I mean? Get your sit down, do a front tumble, and it's so hard not to smile.
That's it.
And that's what you're releasing, I think, when you're doing jiu-jitsu and a lot of the things. Like, it's what we like, 10:05 at night, I put a roof on a shed today, taught 5 classes, rolled 5 rounds, and you said most people are rushing out of that job, but they're rushing, I love it.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
Can't wait to get to work every day.
Great energy. I won't say that now. But it's a great energy. Once I'm here, once the classes are flying, once the charisma is on, it's showtime, you know?
Yeah. And you do get, you come down training some nights and you're not in the mood for it or whatever. And like I still talk to like people who are like purple belt, brown belt level, and they're like, they're saying sometimes they sit in the car and him and how whether they went to the gym and train. But once you get in there, it's just you forget about everything else. It does distract you. Like someone's trying to choke you, you don't care about what happened earlier on in the day. You care about that neck right now, you know.
Like if you stand back and look at reception or something like that, especially as like a gym owner now, which is weird to say, you know what I mean? Like I look back at reception and the guys are like hugging each other and shaking hands and like bumping fists and like real cliche kind of stuff. But it's like, you know, they're all driving off and they're all like, there's like hopefulness there or something like that, where there's so many people these days. Rory Storey has a really good video on about mental health and about the idea of it's a guy and he's there and he's like and he's the life at a party and he's going home and then he's looking at a bridge and it's like, I know people that like I would worry about that would be the life and soul of parties and stuff like that. And, like, everyone has little slides and slips and stuff like that. And I feel like you have a family outside your family, like a jiu-jitsu family. It's a cliche thing to say, but it really is a great thing.
It's a real thing, yeah, absolutely.
And it's not just jiu-jitsu. You can find it in running, you can find it in you can find it in swimming or anything like that, you know, climbing. Find it, hang on to it and put the time into yourself, because sometimes, like, we always look after our kids, we always look after other people. We don't look after ourselves enough, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'd put my phone away and I'll go out and I'll swim in the sea and I'll swim out as far as I can and I'll swim back. For me, like people swim in the sea now these days for Instagram and for, you know, for mad stuff, and it's like, there's nothing better than it, you know. You come back and you go and get a cup of coffee and ice cream on your own and drive home, and it's just nice.
It's pretty cool, yeah. And it's like the sport itself does give you a lot of the coping mechanisms, doesn't it, for hard times and things like that, like being calm and maybe not letting shit overwhelm you.
I think this is a great thing. My own coach has said to me, John, is like, when you fight in a cage or when you do something like that, everything else is less scary. And it truly is. Like as I said, on Saturday I was standing on like a start line to swim in the Liffey, and I was like, I'm not scared. I'm not nervous anymore. You know what I mean? And bang, you're gone. And I'm like, even some of the other guys I say to them, like, you are right, because I say to them now, you're right. You know, it's a crazy thing that happens, and it can change everything about you. You do that big scary leap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when you're back here on the mats, you're figuring stuff out, and people are moaning about stuff and all, you're thinking about jiu-jitsu. You know?
That's it, yeah.
People are lunchtime bitching about each other and all, and the jiu-jitsu is just, we'll finish with you on this, but I always say it's like hijacking a kid's mind. Some kids go home and they're saying to themselves like am I a good kid, or like do people like me, or why isn't people liking my Facebook page, or why am I scribbling out, people are scribbling out their faces, and am I a good looking kid and stuff like that. People ask themselves that questions, and the worst thing is when you ask yourself them questions, especially as a kid, you're probably going to answer them on the doubtful side of your head, and all of a sudden you are these things to yourself. But if you hijack a kid's mind with jiu-jitsu, and all of a sudden he's thinking, like, I can't wait to see an armbar, or I can't wait to see what Darren Taylor, or I can't wait to see what Conor does against Khabib. They're in the room and they're thinking about what kids should be thinking about.
Positive training.
Positive and like characters and larger than life things that are bigger than we are. Do you know what I mean? Where I think now everyone's looking into a window where it's getting further away, and things are not larger. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger to me, he was like, whoa, look at him, and like he has it all made up, he knows everything, and he doesn't have it all made up either, but it tricks your mind, hijacked your head, and all of a sudden he did, and all you got to do is just listen to them stuff and go what you're doing, and he, like, remember him in Last Action Hero, or the film, like, brilliant. But that kind of idea of larger life, I think kids are looking into a phone now, and now it's like, oh, I'm not like that, or that's not me, or we can't relate to that, or we can't recognise it, and it gets further and further and further away.
Yeah, it can be a miserable time, you know, but nice positive message to end on all the same. We've had a long day, haven't we, and we're not having a tough training session there, so we're not going to have our longest ever podcast tonight. But Paddy's podcast, the No Shame podcast, I'm sure most of you guys who are watching this are already following it. You can follow our Facebook page, the Breaking Grips Facebook page, and the Rogue Media Facebook page. Loads of cool content coming soon, and we will see you next time. Oos. Cheers, bro. That was
That
awesome.
was brilliant.